7 years ago, I covered a disturbing trend known as YouTube Elsagate. And yes, that is 7 years ago, ladies and gentlemen. Back in November 17, 2017, I made a video where I talked about the Elsagate situation. And for anybody that doesn't remember what Elsagate used to be, Elsagate was a time on YouTube where characters like Spider-Man, Elsa from, the Frozen movies, and several popular Disney characters were effectively being like showcased to children in some of the most adult type settings, okay? We're talking about pregnancies, we're talking about wild fart fetishes. In fact, it wasn't just relegated to YouTube, it could have been any social media service. There were even plenty of games where I had to actually deliver a baby from a Disney character, okay? It was just complete insanity. You had situations where, again, Elsa's running away with a dog, and a cop's got a Glock pointed right at her head. With 6.9 million views delivered to it, you could imagine that this was one of the most popular eras of content farming little children one could ever imagine. Now, because of how popular this ended up getting and how much mainstream attention it ended up evolving, YouTube decided to change its actual community guidelines towards this kind of content. Now, if you actually look at YouTube's community guidelines today, mature content aimed towards kids, okay? Themes that are mostly associated with teens or adult audiences such as nudity, sex, realistic violence, drugs, alcohol, or profanity in the video thumbnail or title. I want to remind people watching this video, okay? When it comes to YouTube, there is a profanity budget, which all creators have. If you ever have noticed that in videos, like, I don't let other people say the F word, but I do, it's because I know that I have an allotted budget of swear words. And if anybody's going to swear on my channel, it's gonna be me. And the reality of it is, if you just swear too much, YouTube will sometimes demonetize your video, or in the most extreme ends, actually put your video into an age restriction, which again severely diminishes its reach and oftentimes can be a little more excessive, in my opinion, than not. But when it came to content like this, these guys were just allowed to fucking send this shit out to kids all day, every day. Until, of course, YouTube decided to say content that is made to appear appropriate for kids and families, but contains adult themes. And of course, the point they added was other depictions of kids or popular kids characters that are unsuitable for kids and families. Now, you might be wondering, oh, well, YouTube fixed it right there. It's gonna be just fine. Now, of course, if you're on platforms like YouTube now, you'll realize that no, it's not the same. Because as of a day ago, I'm looking at channels where Sprunky is joining people in bed. Sprunky is pregnant, stepping on what I assume to be yellow supersonic. Oh no, we found Sprunky in the bathroom. Oh God, incredible sad story in real life. What is the sad story? Well, it might be that Sprunky is a little more preggers than one would think. Now, it didn't really obviously get any better, ladies and gentlemen. This is a theme of content that is still actually alive and active. Now, for anybody that doesn't know, this is what we call a YouTube content farm, which again are people rapidly uploading this kind of like brain rot material for, again, complete financial gain. And usually when it comes to children, they'll find something that is incredibly popular and effectively run it into the ground. Now, if you don't know what a Sprunky is, congratulations, join the club. I had no idea at all either. All I know about Sprunky is that Sprunky used to be this one. Now, if you don't know what Sprunky is, welcome to the club, ladies and gentlemen. I am 30 years old. We'll be turning 31 this year. I have no fucking clue what Sprunky is, until, of course, research for this video. And it led me to a few games on the platform where one could play known as Sprunky Incredibox, okay? Where you could just generate music with, again, random icons and random materials. It's a game for actual children, okay? That's all that it really is. And there's a era of, again, phase 5, like horror theater games, where, again, it's music creation with this vibrant, it's all just AI slop, so to speak, this AI level of description. Again, you can turn this material into horror if you wanted. Kind of like a creepypasta, if you will. A little bit of horror added to these children materials, children games. But they are ultimately just for kids. Now, the person that I believe actually created this entire project was a person known as Nyanko BF Lol. Now, this person is a 15-year-old Thai child, okay? A literal kid made this actual mod. And it got so much popularity that it ended up actually ruining the fun for this child. For instance, a month ago, he actually said, I have a secret that I've been keeping for a while, But after getting hacked, I noticed it's a bit too late. But let me say this, Sprunky 2, which this was already getting a sequel for, has been canceled the whole time. The situation was bad enough, messed up content farms, overpopularity, and what idiots called Sprunky ripoff. I just haven't told you yet because of the stupidest reason. And that reason was a planned April Fool's Sprunky 2. Basically supposed to be a meme game, but at some point in game you get a video about the cancellation of Sprunky. Point is, Sprunky was effectively canceled because this kid realized just what level of brain rot that he unwittingly unleashed into the world. Not to their fault. This is literally a project created by an ambitious child animator, ruined completely by fucking YouTube content farms. So one of the biggest content farms that I've seen floating around is Amy Hi Hi. Now you might be like, it's 40,000 subscribers, Mood. It's probably not as big as you can imagine, but they've been growing pretty substantially. Now, don't take the join date by any imagination. This is not a 2019 account. If you look at some of the oldest videos, 2 months ago is when they actually started posting these Sonic and Amy videos. Now, if you're looking at some of these thumbnails, ladies and gentlemen, this is obviously geared towards children, but clearly you can see Amy is getting stuck. Sonic is chasing after Amy, who is obviously, standing and positioned in ways to accentuate her ass, all right? There are moments where if you look into their actual description, they say, welcome to the Amy and Sonic Love Channel. Okay, all right, Amy and Sonic love each other. If you're a fan of the legendary couple Amy Rose and Sonic the Hedgehog, you've come to the right place. Our channel dives into the romantic world of Amy and Sonic through exciting videos, from sweet moments to thrilling adventures. So you can join them to explore heartfelt love stories between Amy and Sonic, beautiful fan-made animations about their romance, analysis and reviews of their moments in games. You mean the time that Sonic cheated on Amy? Okay, in Sonic 06? I saw that beginning. See, I saw him make out. That wasn't Amy. Get out of here. And much more exciting content. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any updates. Let's create an amazing community of Sonic, Amy and Sonic fans together. So you look at it, they say that they're from the United States, but at closer inspection into their actual content, it doesn't really seem like they are. But what kind of love animations are we talking about? Let's look at it real quick. Oh no, we spotted Amy stuck. Oh no, dude. Oh, look at that ass. Just gotta grab that ass. Yeah, if you look really closely at the description, it's like, this is how apparently they try to bypass the new YouTube Elsagate rules. Disclaimer, Amy Hi Hi channel and all of its videos are directed to a mature audience that is over 13. Mature audience over 13, okay. Within the meaning of Title 16 CFR 312.2 of Children's Online Privacy Protection Act, are not intended for children under 13 years old. Now, if you look really carefully at it, okay, can you really direct something to a mature audience when the actual focus of your material is a fucking children's game? Sonic the Hedgehog? I mean, seriously, it's just a blatant, lie to get past the system. And of course, if you look carefully at this material, this is all, for 32 minutes, kids are just looking at Sonic the Hedgehog basically stare at Amy's ass the whole time. Oh no, what do? I guess I better start taking photos of her ass, dude. I better start taking selfies as well. Oh boy, real kid-friendly material. I almost feel like the kind of content that I'm actually showing to critique will end up getting me a strike on my own channel, okay? And you know what? It's going to be funny if I do get the strike and these people don't. It really will just show you how wild some of the moderation can be at times. So here's some other examples of being mature. We're running around our house. We're gonna walk in. Oh, there's just Amy sleeping. All right, we gotta have this long shot of Amy. Her body, everything captured right here. And of course, Sonic, I think, might actually be a doctor. I'm not sure. Sonic is going towards her, going to her butt cheeks. And of course, Amy releases what we call a biohazard. She farts all over Sonic. I wasn't joking when I was talking about the fart fetish material that comes out of this kind of content. Now, there were actually people in even our community that brought this up. Like, one user was saying, here's some context. I was hanging out with my brother a few days ago. He's 5, by the way. And he was showing me videos on YouTube. It was during that I noticed some of the videos that were being recommended to him on the YouTube homepage. I knew YouTube's content for kids could be weird, But the thumbnails on many of these videos were plainly sexual in nature. This is with the restricted filter enabled, and I know no filter is 100%, just thought it was worth mentioning. So yeah, it's actually quite true. If these videos are being recommended to children, right, YouTube's AI or YouTube's algorithm should do a lot better job at moderating this kind of material. But then again, it really is one of the reasons why I say that the worst thing to happen to America since, I would say, probably 9/11 was like the actual iPad being given to kids, okay? Because at the end of it, it's probably the biggest algorithmic attack on the modern day, like, child, just affecting their brain in the worst ways imaginable, okay? A kid should probably grow up watching something like, I don't know, Dora the Explorer, because at least it has educational value to it. A kid watching stuff like this probably might end up like Jeffrey Dahmer, okay? I'm just putting it out there. And there's other examples of child-friendly material. Like where Amy and, Sonic are going over to the hospital. And yes, this is in fact a 3D rendering of Shadow the Hedgehog with Rouge the Bat, okay, obviously scantily clad, standing outside what appears to be a doctor's office while Amy is pregnant, waiting for the water to break, okay? Yeah, real kid-friendly shit, boys. Now, while waiting for the doctor, Sonic and Amy try actually cutting in line in front of Shadow the Hedgehog, and they find it's one of the dumbest things, because Shadow does not care. Shadow and Rouge will beat the shit out of a pregnant woman before they lose their spot in line. And of course, even after all this, the big silver lining here is the baby did not die from any complications, because Amy did in fact go to the doctor and actually deliver the baby. And what does the baby look like? Well, he has no actual... Now, of course, the baby is clearly not Amy's, okay? Because the baby has no genetic features. What the fuck am I doing trying to explain this stupidity to people? What is wrong with me? Now, of course, that channel is not the only one in the mix of all this. There were other channels too. You know, one cursory glance after you watch a little bit of Amy Hi, your YouTube, recommendations will become as fucked as my virtual machine's recommendations are. For instance, I got this channel, Paper 1001, okay? Now, it sounds pretty cute, all right? You know, I look at this and I think, wow, that's a pretty cute channel, whatever. But then you start looking at the thumbnail and holy shit, everyone has forgotten how to use a condom in this universe. So, like that one innocent Sprunky character, we are now talking about wearing panties together. Apparently, Pinky pregnant, we're giving her a C-section with gummies inside her. Now, this might just be a thumbnail, Mudo. What about the actual content? Let's see that. Oh no, we're getting into serious doctor medical scripts right here. Okay. All right, it's a DIY hospital in the Sprunky universe. Just imagine walking up to your child and just imagine walking up to your kid on their little iPad. You know, you left them alone at dinner at Chili's. You know, you get up to go to the bathroom after you had your meal and you see them watching the water break on a Sprunky character. And I shit you not, they will whip out the scalpel and give an actual C-section to this Sprunky character. So you stick it in the water balloon, and lo and behold, we are getting a little Sprunky out of there, boys. Oh, we've got twins, dude. This is crazy. And the brain rot just doesn't even stand there, okay? It just keeps going on. Again, none of this has to make any sense. We're adults. We think stories have to make sense. People have always said shit like Skibby Toilet is brain rot, but Skibby Toilet actually has a lore and actual shit attached to it, all right? I would say that this is high performance, art in a way. This is artistic. This is beauty, okay? This is not at the same tier of delivering Sprunky babies to children. Now, if you look at this kind of content, right, Sprunky is kind of killing it, okay? 709,000 views on two women, two Sprunky chicks in towels. Of course, you've got almost 1 million views 3 weeks ago on Pinky being a little pregnant. And of course, if you look at the actual comments to this, you might think, whoa, maybe we'll actually get to read from people in this. And of course, you'll find for 904,000 views, they certainly have a very small amount of comments right here. And this is the funniest shit too, okay? I can show you the worst performing video of mine, which probably would have been in the last 6 months, would have been where I played a game called, Crowded Followed. And it still has more interactions than a 904,000 viewed video here. So it makes me wonder if maybe there's some botting going on, or again, this is just kids sitting on their iPad with no accounts enabled, just watching the next brain rot clip auto feed them. So you start to look into it, bro, this is not a Sprunky story. This is Sprunky but humans. Bro, what did I watch? I think an actual human jumped in there. This is wired. They're just kids, bro. And then they respond, you have such a sharp eye to notice that. Nah, bro, 30 seconds of watching this and I can already see that I'm on a watch list myself. Now, sometimes you'll come across content as well that goes down more into the Sprunky universe. Like, here's one where, like, literally 9 days ago, all phases of size Wenda in new Incredibox Sprunky. And of course, you look at the thumbnails, and we're just undressing, like, children's characters on the internet, dog. What are we doing? What is wrong with us? So, you know how we always used to, like, complain about Sniper Wolf giving, like, the shittiest reaction videos? I'm gonna show you a YouTube channel that does even less work than Sniper Wolf, okay? So this one channel is like videos on my channel are reactions to someone's content. I always add my own author's comment and do a review. So I watched one of their videos, and of course they were stolen from a channel known as Wantoons. So what is the actual review? What is the actual, like, piece of critique they offer? Watch this.
This video is amazing!
Whoa, this video is amazing! Fire emoji! I had to block off her, like, actual tits and everything. Like, man, everything is so hypersexualized in this universe. It really is just content made for absolute children. Like, that's all it is. I love how the people here get, like, absolutely clickbaited in this too. It's like, it didn't even show them pregnant. Oh, this person's mad. They're like, I need to see a pregnancy at some point. Christ. And of course, all of this ended up taking me down, I shit you not, to a channel that literally uploads women farting all day, every day. So this one channel, all right, Generic Jessica, will upload channels, like, very actively, by the way. Girls do poo. Wild cherry bathroom scene extended cut. And then, of course, you scroll down a little bit. The video that I got recommended was obviously Minecraft girl poops in her sleep. Oh, yeah. Oh, there we go, boys. Ooh, we got a little Minecraft farting. What is this like? Oh! 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 Oh, wow. Woo! Who is watching this, man? Who gets into it, bro? That's lovely. No, she poop. Yeah, if you're farting like that, you've definitely let go of a little more than some gas. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this is the future of Elsagate. This is the future of, like, again, these children content farms, right? 7 years ago, this problem was called out. And mind you, it was actually pretty heavy 7 years ago. Like, the problem was definitely much more substantial. We're talking videos that ended up getting, like, millions upon millions of views. Back in the days of peak Elsagate, even channels that were pretty much on top of their game, like Jake Paul, were competing, if not really competing, getting less viewership and subscriber gain than some of these Elsagate toy game channels, right? It was like big bucks at the time. Like, it was a serious gravy train if you got onto it like 7 years ago. But obviously, YouTube has been cracking down on it. The videos that I've shown you, the channels that I've shown you, I hope, end up being turned down or, like, at least removed by YouTube, because it does fall outside their community guidelines, right? This is honestly, like, damaging brain rot for children. But, you know, looking further into the whole Elsagate stuff, it really just shows that beyond the YouTube moderation, which no system is ever going to be perfect for moderation, it really shows that there is an incredibly serious market that still exists for this day. Because realistically, what I've shown you is content on YouTube. But what I haven't shown you this video, and what I do want to show you sometime next week or down the road, is the level of Elsagate brain rot that exists all over TikTok. Because while YouTube's community guidelines have caught up, TikTok's, at least in my opinion, have not. And over there, and places like Facebook, the level of brain rot that exists that is attacking, again, children as young as 5 or 4, or even younger than that, okay? Children is like, shit, kids are coming out of the fucking womb with iPads these days. That is a level of insanity that probably needs to be discussed. And it makes me wonder, like, every time I see a kid at a restaurant who's just been given an iPad while the adults talk and eat, I wonder what that kid is looking at while the parents, blissfully unaware, consume their slop. That's what I actually sit down and wonder. Anytime I see, like, any kid with just an iPad, like, just scrolling through it on the internet, it's usually stuff like this. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Elsagate never really went away. It died a little bit, but the industry is still there, and it will always continue to prey on your children or your young loved ones. And if you're a YouTuber watching this who's like, man, I get so many crazy yellow dollar signs and, you know, age restrictions, and you see stuff like this and it burns you, don't fret. YouTube should hopefully eventually jump down this trend, okay? They're not as clever as the naked yoga people. Don't get that twisted. But yeah, Elsagate's weird, man. It always starts with like Sonic the Hedgehog, and it always ends in Minecraft girls farting in your face every single fucking time. If you like what you saw, please like, comment, and subscribe. Dislike it if you dislike it. I am out.